When you're practicing these variations, I recommend that you start with midfield pressing. Once your players know the patterns and structures, you can start to train defensive and offensive pressing as well. I don't recommend starting with offensive pressing simply because players have less time to react, and running lanes are much more complicated. Now let me show you a combination of midfield and offensive pressing. You start with midfield pressing, which depending on the circumstances, temporarily becomes an offensive pressing variation. The red team will be defending in a flat 4-4-2 against 4-2-3-1. In order to turn midfield pressing into offensive pressing, your players have to recognize and react to various triggers that typify a shift in pressing forms. Let's look at an example. If player number 4 passes it to number 2, your players maintain their positions because they're too far away from the opposing players and paths would be too long. Now let's imagine a scenario where player number 2 inaccurately passes the ball into the back of player number 4, which forces him to turn around and face his own goal in order to still be able to control the ball. You can't really show it on the tablet. However, this is one of the crucial triggers I've mentioned that signal your team to start pressing offensively. So as soon as your striker anticipates the bad pass, he attacks the defender and forces him to stay on the same side the ball came from. Now what about the rest of the team? Normally, the opposing team would try to help out player number 4 by realigning towards their own goal. This means that your number 10 has to put pressure on number 6 to prevent him from receiving the ball. Player number 7 marks number 2, player number 3 marks number 8, and the defenders have to shift over as well. Now you're facing a typical offensive pressing situation. Your opponent has very few options. One of them is a long pass. So your centre back, player number 4, has to cover for his teammates. Again, player number 5 marks player number 9, so the other centre-back has to provide cover to prevent the striker from scoring. The holding midfielder, in this case player number 6, plays a crucial role as well. He must move in front of his defenders in order to help them out if a short pass is played. You also have to make sure that the players who had been on the off-ball side of the pitch now shift towards the ball. When you regain possession, you can now take advantage of the opponent's disorganization and start a quick counter-attack. As you can see, the situational pressing variations follow the same exact shifting patterns as the offensive pressing, the midfield pressing, and the defensive pressing variation. The striker leads the attack, player number 10 moves up the pitch, while number 6 provides cover. The centre-backs cover for each other, the off-ball striker moves here, and player number 8 shifts towards the middle as well. This is a direction-based strategy, and the general pattern you should teach your players. The trigger is a bad...